Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Master Heart family. Gosh, it's great to be with all of you every Monday just to renew, refresh ourselves, to really understand how life plays and how we can have life play more for us. And, I love this Master Heart family, us getting together. We have kind of our mission, vision, if you will, is to come where our hearts are open and free, and that we have no more secrets. We can come as we are and just tell our truth. And, all of us, we're all connected by heart. And we're connected with God, our higher power, inner being, universe, whatever words you want to describe that. That we can really have life the way that we want it. And we do the asking, Father does the work, and then we just need to allow it in. And and you're going to love this session. We're going to go we're going to actually create some of our desires and write them on a piece of paper. And then we're going to plant them in God's field of dreams today. So you're going to love this and know that more and more your dreams will start coming true after today. So with that, we typically start out with sharing the good news and, what miracles have happened, what good things have happened, what do you want to share, to include any questions, any help that you need. We're all here to love each other, support each other, and help each other to our desires. So who wants to start and share some good news or questions, comments that you have?
I'll go.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay, so let's see. So,
Michelle?
Michelle, do you want to go first?
You said Mia or Michelle? I'm sorry.
Oh, well, okay, go ahead, Mia. I think Michelle. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. Go ahead, Mia. Hey, Mia.
Hey. Well, first, I just want to say to all the fathers, happy Father's Day. I know it's one day past, but I hope you had a really good one. I had a chance to talk with my dad for 2 hours yesterday, which was really wonderful. He's the one I get my art talent from, and so he was really proud of the mural that I had worked on. I sent him pictures. And because I've known him my whole life as being just a mural artist for the most part.
Wow.
And so this was my first outdoor mural that was completed, and it's worked with other artists, but it's over in length, it's over 200 feet. And it was quite a first little go initiation into the mural world.
Wow.
But it was beautiful. And, what the miracle was is that I just met so many wonderful people from the community, even on the days where it's, 95 degrees and we're out there painting. What kept us going was seeing the community come by and just, you guys are doing a great job and this looks beautiful. And they would stop and take pictures with us. And some of the young the young kids who we painted on the wall, their parents would bring them by and they'd be like, wow, that's me. And I saw a little boy who he's known for never really smiling that much. And he saw his picture up there, and it was the first time he saw him crack a smile. And so that was really beautiful. A little girl that I painted on the wall, her and her whole family came by. She's 5 years old, and her little brother is 2. And when he rounded the corner, he just looked up and, he pointed and he was like, Ari, like his big sister, like he noted, he recognized her, and he just wanted to sit by the picture the whole time. So, he had his little juice box and he just, sat down and just sat by, his sister's mural. And it was it was a beautiful day. And I realized that there were 4 other artists that helped on this mural. I was the only woman, and it was kind of great because I felt like I had these big brothers who was showing me the ropes, and I didn't know until the very end when we were doing our artist presentation that these were guys who are very well known in the Bay Area, and they have history as artists all around California, including one who was the grandson of a woman who was pivotal in the Harlem Renaissance.
Wow.
And here I am painting alongside, and when it was brought to my attention, I was like, I'm painting among historic artists, and I had no idea. And so it was just a beautiful, humbling and honoring experience just to have that that with them. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Gosh, man, that, me as an artist out in California, and she's shared, lots of miracles that have happened with her, and they just keep on getting bigger and better. And people are bidding for her paintings, and it's just incredible. And when we just think about the things that we do want, that then it's only possible to get what we want. And so that's beautiful, Mia. You're the effect that all of us have when we share the good news or anything here. It's really amazing. And I hear it during the week from different people on just how inspiring, that those that have led with heart and, shared the good news with us, and how inspiring it is. And Mia, everybody always tells me that it's like an angel talking, and
oh my God.
Like an angel talking.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, speaking of angels, I just want to share with everyone, Dr. Hank, you've helped me a lot to really put that reminder in my ear every day to ask the angels for help and guidance.
Yeah.
And man, if they don't come through, it's so magical how every single time, like without fail, I was sharing with Dr. Hank, I'm working on illustrations for the children's book that we're doing. And I was in my artist perfectionist mind trying to get these pictures done, and I was comparing it to other art pictures I was seeing, illustrations I was seeing. And, I had a moment where I felt a little bit insecure about what I was painting. And then I realized, oh, that's the committee. Dr. Hank sent me a text, and it was unrelated, but just your energy, I think it just brings back that memory of that reminder that, just to remember the committee is an illusion. Yeah. And don't listen. And so in that moment, I was able to take a couple deep breaths, and then I asked for Archangel Michael to remove the fears and insecurity. And then I asked for Archangel Jophiel to help with the creativity of it all. Wow. And literally, like that night, I was like, you know what? I have an idea. And I started redoing one of the pictures. One of the first pictures I did was Archangel Michael. And in 2 hours, I was like, I love it. It's great. I was sitting there trying to do it all on my own. And I think that's the one thing that has been my practice, is to remember that I don't have to do it on my own. I can always ask for help. I'm always supported, and that my spiritual team is here always. Boy, so thank you for that.
Yeah, just how beautiful. Yeah, and our spiritual team, I love that terminology too. And it's all of us, and then all of the non-physical. And so, it's these 7 archangels that we can call upon. And so you brought up a couple of things that are really helpful for us on that. When the committee is there, it's when you're saying to yourself, oh, I got to be professional. You're getting tough with yourself. When you feel insecure, there's nothing for any of us to feel insecure about. And because, we're made in the image and likeness of God, that we can ask for it and get whatever we want. And so you just know it's just this committee, this voice telling us this bullshit. Yeah. And it's like, and this is where we realize, wow, and when you know the truth, you shall be set free. And the truth is that we don't have to listen to that committee anymore. We don't have to listen to that voice. And you also said a great word in that. Maybe, I'd recommend you write down that whenever you're comparing, and so Mia was comparing, her art against somebody. Whenever you're comparing anything, it's the committee. And the committee will take you down to the path, and the only devil there is this committee. The only thing working against you is your lower self, and that's why you want to get connected to your higher self. Is then the committee goes away. But Mia, as she was doing this comparison, that really, hey, all I need to do is ask. And so Jophiel is this golden light that helps us to expand our imagination, creativity. Next thing you know, she has these paintings painted, and to perfection. And really, you're all perfect. When people say, "Oh, I'm just human," I'm not perfect. That's just another committee comment. Everything is playing out perfectly, and you are perfect. And your committee will judge you. And that's where all this leads to. The committee takes you to the head of the table. That's the judge. And who is it judging? You. And is it judging in a nice way? Hell no. You'll never win a prize. You never win in that, because where you are is that they're going to be criticizing you and saying you didn't do a good enough job. And, this is that way. And these people are saying that or whatever. And so, yeah, how freeing and how wonderful, Mia. Thank you so much. And Michelle, did you want to share some good news?
Yes. So I'm new. Hi, I'm Michelle. I just wanted to share that I've been doing mindset work for the past like 2.5 years or whatever. And I just found your stuff, last week. And I just can't believe how much easier it is, the way you explain it and the way you understand it, and how much I have changed for the better. I just feel better, and I have found myself daily, okay, that's not what I want. What do I want? And I've never asked myself that before, and it's just made such a huge difference. I am just so excited to see where I'm going to be a week, a month, a year from now. I cannot wait.
Yeah, you've just barely scratched the surface. There's so many goodies waiting for you now, and that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of people say, like, gee, you've written 20 books, and why haven't I heard for you? Because what I ask for is those people that are ready, willing, and able to become their greatest possibility, that are open to this, because I can talk all day long to somebody and they're not going to budge, and it's not going to awaken them, and we're wasting our time. And so when you do the asking, and thus asking for what you do want, and I want answers and solutions, then you attract thoughts, people, amazing circumstances and situations that none of us could ever figure out. I could never figure out any of this. I just channel with the divine, and all of us have the ability to do that. And by you asking, hey, this is simply what I don't want. I don't have to be clinging to this on somebody telling me no or not enough, whatever it is in my life. But it's just as easy as it's just what I don't want. And then asking, and so then this is where you're getting connected with your higher power, with your source. When you ask, what do I want? And then you'll be led there. And again, in amazing, miraculous ways, the Father does the work. You don't have to do it. The fight is over. The battle is done. It's over with. We can just enjoy ourselves now and just think about what we want. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. Great. Well, thank you, Shal. Welcome. Welcome. And we have lots of wonderful things in store for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Anybody else want to share? Hey, Robin.
Hi, Dr. Hank. Hi, everybody. I apologize. I was I'm late. I had another call that went over, but
Good for you.
so I wanted to share, I had an aha moment today with coaching with Dr. Hank. And, it's just kind of funny because we hear the same things over and over again from Dr. Hank, but then you have that aha moment. So I wanted to share, so to actually allow it, so we think about what we want and why, and then we allow it. Well, I never really understood how we allow it, but today that was my aha moment. So it is when we have the contrast of what we, don't want, we think, oh, this is bad. That guy didn't sign up, that really good guy. Then we're disallowing what we want. That was huge. So when something that we don't want happens, we say, that's beautiful. This is what I want.
Yeah.
Right, Dr. Hank?
Yeah. And I like looking at it, and that's beautiful, Robin. I like looking at it, that the contrast of things that we don't want, and when we brush up with them in our lives as we move along here, that most of us, when we have something we don't want, we put a lot of energy. Oh, I don't like this. This is awful. And what we're doing is we're disallowing what we do want. When we think of it instead as, oh, God put this in my path so I can birth more thoughts, more energy to what I do want that will create a better life for me. And so hearing it that way, does everybody follow that? Yeah. And Robin, is that good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I use the example today with Robin, and a few other of you heard that last week I chipped my tooth. And I immediately was, oh, this is fantastic. Okay. I'm like, most people would be like, oh my dude, that I got no complaining from me, because I know if I complain about it, I'm going to get more to complain about, whether it's my tooth or whatever, other things, other related energies that are similar will come my way, and I don't want to attract that. So I say, oh, that's great. I call my dentist and I say, hey, chip my tooth. Can I see it? And they go, oh, we're all booked up through this week. And then the dentist is gone until after July 4th. And I go, that's great. And they go, pardon me? And I say, oh, it'll just lead to something good. And I appreciate your time. And so I get off and I just say, oh, this is just going to lead me to such an exciting journey and an adventure into more of the stuff that I want. So I don't know, I'm breathing in deeply and just enjoying doing other things, because I know it's all coming to me, that, I know what I want. And so I think, oh, I'll just Google a dentist near me. And so I Google a dentist. Now, my dentist is a half hour away. This dentist is about 45 seconds away, literally on the corner. And so I go see that dentist. And they, of course, have an opening right away. And so I go see them, sit in the chair. They come back, give me an estimate. Meanwhile, I'm texting with my dentist, the assistant, and I'm saying, how much do you charge for a crown, whatever? And they said $469. And the billing guy from my dentist comes in and he goes, hey, you owe out of pocket, $1,080, something. And I said, well, geez, my dentist and the perfect words come out, by the way, when you don't have to think about it. And so I'm not manipulating the world anymore. And so the perfect words come out. I just say, oh, well, my dentist, it's just what happened. My dentist just texted me and said they only charge $469 out of pocket. And the guy, kind of looks a little flustered and goes, I'll be right back. And he comes back and he goes, I talked to the dentist and we'll match it. And I didn't even have to ask for the match. It just came. And so they do my too, they match and get good. And when I walk out, I think, oh, my favorite little grocery store is right here. And I'm going to go in and play a scratch off. I hadn't done it for like a week. And so I play a scratch off, and remember, it was $469 that I was out of pocket. If I would have been at my dentist, regular dentist, I wouldn't have had this opportunity. Instead, I'm there and I do one scratch off, just one, scratch it off, and I win $500. Guess how much my dentist was? Zero, zippo. Then it gets better. That this new dentist says, oh, and I didn't ask or anything. They just come in and he says, I really saw some good, a great dental plan. And it's basically people come in and they don't have any deductible, and you might want to look into it. I look into it, and it's $25 more a month. And it pays for everything, $5,000 of anything that's dental wise. And then they give you $150 every 3 months to pay for, and I don't have any medications other than like fish oil or whatever, so to pay for that. So I just made hundreds of dollars every year, whatever, and have all this service and $5,000 service, all because I chipped my tooth. Woo-hoo! My dentist wasn't available. Yes, I love that. And they had a high quote for me. Great, and it all just plays out to where it becomes magical. And each one of our lives can become magical when we allow it. And like Robin was sharing, that we can't be fighting for our lack of limitations. Say, but no, really, this is a tough business, or this is, whatever, and stop fighting for your lack and limitation, and instead start asking simply for what you want. Isn't that sweet? Yay! So other thoughts, comments?
I just want to say, Dr. Hank, thank you for breaking it down that way, and Robin for sharing that, because I think for me, in just sharing that, I had an aha moment, because the allowing part was the part, I think, where I thought I had an idea of how to do it and what to do, just sort of like go about your day and be happy and all that. But for you to explain it and then give an example, it really sort of, it just made it so clear. So thank you.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, that's great. So now we're going to do a really fun thing. Remember, in step one, and just to review for everybody, we're only responsible for two things in order to have all of our dreams come true. The first one is our thought. First step is our thought. And so we get to choose. We either think about what we want or what we don't want. We either think with the committee or we think with God. Our choice. And you can look at every particle, every situation, every cracked tooth, any person, circumstance is within it, the wanted, if you look that way. And so this is the asking in step one. Step two, you don't even have to do. Instantly, when you have a thought, it creates feelings. And those feelings then is a signal to the divine, to divine intelligence, to God, to all that is, to your higher power. And that signal is instantly in step three, that God, if you will, receives your prayer through your feelings. This is why your feelings are the perfect way to communicate with your higher power. And God instantly receives your prayer and answers your prayer. But people say to me, but Dr. Hank, I don't have the money yet. What do you mean my prayer's been answered? Well, it's waiting for you. It's in this energy form. God has it there for you. It's on like, it's like room service at a hotel. Okay, you ask for it. It's sitting at the front door. And all we need to do is do step 4. And that is to allow it. Open that door of what we want instead of having resisted thoughts. And then step 5, we receive it. So ask and you shall receive. And in the middle, the Father does the work. And again, like it was mentioned a little bit earlier, that, I say those things, and for some of you, maybe you have said it 17, 18, 20, 30 times, whatever, and you'll get it a little bit more, a little bit differently, whatever. But the good news is that you're all getting it. And we're all tied together here in this beautiful dance of life and leading with heart. And we're all connected with heart. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have more of our dreams come true. And to do that, we're going to start with step 1, our thinking. And so I had suggested to you, and if you don't have them, but like I have index cards. So you can see I have index cards, and I got a few of them here. And if you don't have an index card, it's fine. Write it on a piece of paper, or write it on your notes in your phone. Doesn't matter. But what I'd like you to do is right now, because we're going to take these, and these are the seeds that we're going to plant in God's fertile soil that is going to reap a magnificent harvest for you. But it all starts with you. You have to do the asking. God doesn't have some plan for you other than to have a long, happy, healthy, wealthy life, other than you to have more growth, have more freedom, have more joy. That's actually, those 3 things are what God's plan is. You're the one, though, that goes through life, exploring life, rubbing up against the contrast, birthing these new ideas that put in energy and feelings, emotions that literally put the eternity into us and the God and all that is and all of humanity. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to think about to step 1 and then allow in step 4 your desires. So I'd like you to, again, if you have an index card, to start writing down. I'll give you some examples of mine. That I want to be happy. Okay. And so happy. So if you want to just write down happy or write down whatever you want. And there is no judgment. Don't compare on, oh, gee, that's better than, no, the committee would be involved then. And then write down, so I have health. And so health is a great one. Notice I put a heart by it. I have the white little cards and I have it in red so that I can have the little heart there and just have fun with this and see what's happening by you writing this down. We're already planning these dreams because you're the one that does the planting. You're the one that generates the seed. My 7-year-old grandson for Father's Day yesterday, hands me a card, and he writes in Grandpa on the front of the card, and I open up, and he tells me, before I open, he tells me, you're going to really like this. It's really funny. And so I open it up, and it basically says, you should know, Grandpa, and when you open it up, you're the nut that started all of this. And so it's all these monkeys and everything, and that's right. I'm the nut. I'm that each one of us, we're the seed, if you will, that plants into the soil of God, our subconscious mind, and then creates this amazing experience for us and having our dreams. Because God wants nothing more than to have all your dreams come true. You're just in the way, the committee, you're listening to the committee, and stop listening to the committee. I'm not going to listen to you anymore. You say, oh, but look at my checking account. I don't care what your checking account is. Remember, science has proven thoughts create energy. That energy creates matter, matter. They forget about God and those steps in between, but that's okay. And so if that's the case, that it's our thought. This is where we create. Right now, while you're writing down what you desire, that this is where we create. What's in front of you is old news. It's what you thought before, what you felt before, and what you're experiencing now. So we're just going to stop putting so much attention and value into what's happening in front of us. And instead, we just switch all our value to, for example, joy. So this is another thing that I write down that, yeah, one of my desires is I want to have joy. And then I love this one. Ooh, this one is good. This wealth. Yeah, like money wealth, like health wealth, like all kinds of wealth. Okay. Money is good. But most of us, our committee has talked us into thinking that you can buy happiness. Happiness doesn't come from money, and that's just bullshit again. That, you got to call it the way it is. That, money is a gift from God that gives us more choices, more variety, more wonderful things. Deborah Crystal, one of our family members, and she just had a baby a couple of weeks ago, and all of that whole story is a miracle in itself. But she had a registry, and she said, "Well, I don't know if I'll send you the registry. I don't know if I should share it on social media." And I said, "Hey, give people the opportunity to have joy." Okay. And if they don't want to, they don't want to. And if their committee is thinking, oh, she's trying to get free stuff for her kid or whatever they're thinking, who cares? We're not going to be a PP anymore, a people pleaser. We don't care what they want. And so what I did, I went to that registry and I found the most expensive thing on it and went and bought it and ordered it, and it arrived like 3 days later, And that's what, money can do lots of wonderful things. Another one, breathe. I want to make sure I breathe deeply. If you want to quiet the committee, fastest way to connect with God and get rid of the committee, through your deep breath. In the Bible, biblically, that the word spirit means breath. And it's the fastest way. And for 1 minute, you do 6 of those breaths, deep in and out, and you're connected. And bye-bye committee. Okay, so breathe. I want to feel good. I feel good. Like I knew that I would. Here's another great one. And see, it just keeps on flowing. There's no end to this. Or if you want to use unwanted words, there's no end to that either. There's no end either direction you go. So we might as well go to words like love. Oh, I want more love. I want to be loved. I want to have more love. I want to give love. Yeah. Love in every way, Oh, got these amazing bodies to love with, these amazing minds, a spirit. I mean, let's just have some fun. Here's a nice one, peace. Oh, I love that. Give me peace within me. Quiet my committee. And all you have to do is ask for peace, and you can have it. I'm sitting out on my porch and asked for peace, and a beautiful white butterfly flew into our garden. And right now, I have birds sitting right out in front that are walking along, looking at me. That morning glories, and it's just like, oh my God. This world, when you look for it, when you ask for it, this world has everything you want. There's a magical moment in every moment, but we got to be looking for it. If we're disallowing it by thinking about, oh gee, my right elbow hurts, that guess what? You're not going to see all the magic, all the beauty. And then my last one I like is success. Woohoo! Yeah, give me success. So again, you guys write down your own words. I have mine. And I'm going to take these now. And these are part of my dreams. Again, never ending list of dreams, but some dreams that nice and general. I'll let God fill in all the details on how to deliver. And I just take those and I put them in my heart. And so I just imagine that all those beautiful dreams are in my heart. And I would ask that you do the same. And let's go now to, we talked about, Mia shared about our children's book. And so it's the first book that was inspired by Dua, one of our spiritual family members. And then she came to me and said, you should write a kid's book, and you're teaching it so easy and simple. The kids can do it too. And so I even wrote it a little bit simpler and easier. And then the thought came, the divine thought of, oh my gosh, Mia. And when I went to Mia and asked her, would you have an interest in this? She goes, since a child, I wanted to do a children's book and paint, in a children's book. And it's like, see, when you thrive, the whole world thrives. So here I am thinking, gee, how am I going to do that? I just ask. I don't ask how. I say, hey, give me the answers. And Mia's name comes up. And then what happens? Mia makes her heart sing, and her desires are coming true. And that's why you don't have to worry about anybody else. God has it figured out. When you take care of yourself and when you do what you desire, that everybody else will thrive around you, and their dreams will come true too. It's incredible on how God does that. So when you're thinking about, oh, I can't be selfish, be selfish. Okay? Because that way you can love people more than you ever could figure out using your little committee on how you're going to try to figure out whatever they're thinking or feeling. People are changing all the time. And so in that book, though, and then we introduce everybody to Mr. Happy, and Mr. Happy then introduces all the kiddos to the 7 angels. We don't even call them archangels. It's much simpler. And the 7 angels, instead of using Archangel Michael, instead of creating things, he just makes stuff for us. It's all just simple and so pure and nice and easy. Come to me as children. And so this is how, it is done. But then we go into God's garden. We go into the stairway to paradise, which, by the way, we did last week. And this week now, we're going to go to God's field of dreams. And it's through God's garden that we get there. So are you ready to go do a little planting those dreams? Okay, so what I'd invite you to do is close your eyes now that your dreams are so nicely set within your heart. And by closing our eyes, it just helps us to go within and to know that really what's happening in the outside world all happens because of what's happening in your inside world. So close your eyes, breathe in deeply. And as you breathe out, just say to yourself, relax. And just feel relaxation going throughout your body. It's all tied together, your mind, your emotions, your body, all tied together. And one that happens impacts another. So we're going to just relax our mind now, breathe in deeply. And we relax our mind, we relax our emotions, our spirit, we relax our bodies from the top of our head all the way down our back, down our legs to our feet, and have your feet just grow roots in Mother Earth as you become a magnet down to everything that you want. Breathe in deeply, breathing in God's breath. Being filled with the Holy Spirit, illuminating your mind. And then as you breathe out anything unwanted. Breathe out the troubles of the day. There are none. They're all blessings of the moment for you and I. Breathing deeply. And breathe out. Become still. Be still and I, God, as you be still now in this beautiful moment, being at one with God, rising up And now all of us begin to float out of our chairs. We begin to float up into the sky. We look at the beautiful blue sky above us, and we begin to fly. And our angels come circling around us. Just so happy that you're with them. And we're with each other now as we fly up and meet each other. We all hold hands together, feeling so free, so happy, so in love with ourselves, with God, with all that is. And now we begin to float down into this marvelous looking beautiful garden. Has a golden gate up with the doors wide open because we are open. We've allowed the gates to heaven, the gates to God's garden to open wide for us now. So we gently land beautiful soft grass in our bare feet, feeling the softness of the grass, beautiful breeze of God's breath going across our cheeks. Just feels so good right now, so connected, so at one as we walk into God's garden with these beautiful flowers, with the smell of spring, that freshness of spring. We breathe in that fresh divine air, and it cleanses our minds, our emotions, our bodies. We're just so pure and one with all that is. And as we walk through this garden, we hear the angels singing praises that each one of us have had the courage and the know-how and the will to be able to be at one with God, to walk with God in this beautiful garden, to be at peace, to enjoy the feeling of love that is surrounding each one of us now. We hear the angels' harps playing, the angels singing, the birds singing. It's such a glorious, glorious place we're in now. We're right here in heaven, loving God's garden. All the beautiful trees, the greenery, the plants. Just enjoy this. Just know that you can always come here and enjoy this peace, this serenity, this love. And now we walk through the garden of this golden path, and out in front of us is this beautiful, beautiful open field. And this field has this golden, fertile soil of God's that stands in front of us. And it just makes us shake the energy of God, the divine, just flowing through us now. We reach into our hearts and we take out now our dreams. And there's seeds that become seeds now, and we walk out into this beautiful golden, fertile soil of God. And we begin together to plant. We dig the hole and put our dreams in there of joy, cover that up, pat it down, this golden, fertile soil of God's. Oh, it feels so good. And we begin now planting more and more seeds of love, wealth, and easy money. Just take out all of your dreams, desires, and begin to plant them one at a time, so gently, so carefully, with all your love, putting into that seed, putting into that fertile soil, planting these seeds, knowing that it is going to have a harvest beyond your imagination. Continue to plant your seeds. Feels so good. Just love to feel angels around you. Just feel so good. You finish planting these seeds and come back and plant any seeds that you wish. If you can think it, God can grow it for you here. God's fertile gold. So, and now we walk back off the field into the garden, and we look at this field, and we start to see this beautiful light approaching us. And it gets brighter and brighter. It's like the sun, but it's the light of God that shines on us and now shines on God's fertile golden soil. And it shines God's light on each one of your dreams. Oh, and it feels so beautiful feeling that warm, loving light of God now upon our dreams. Breathe in and breathe out. You are one with God, with your dreams. They're higher. And as we look out over the field, it begins to rain. And we see this glistening, bright drops of rain. And we look up, and it's all of our angels that are gathering all of our goodies, all of our dreams, thoughts, and people and circumstances, but they're in such joy that they're crying with joy. And it is the raindrops that are falling on your dreams now, the tears of joy of your angels falling and nurturing those seeds, getting them ready to grow with God's light and the angels. Rain of tears of joy fall onto your dreams now, and it is only possible for these, your dreams, to grow, to mature, and to be the harvest of all. It is your harvest season now. And with this, we give such thanks and such joy. We love that our dreams are coming true now. We love on how they're being so nourished with the light of God, with the tears of joy from our angels, for God's golden soil that is so fertile. And now our seeds planted in there that grow to everything that we want for a long, happy, healthy, and wealthy life. For our businesses to grow, for easy money, for an easy life, for all the things we want are now with us. Are now in God's fertile soil. And we now just start skipping back through God's garden, feeling so good. And not only are our angels singing, but we're singing. And we're singing, whistling, and skipping, and just smiling and laughing. And oh my gosh, we're so carefree. We feel like children. We are children now. We ask their inner child to come out and play with us. Let us enjoy this life. This is how it was intended, to be skipping along in God's garden, knowing that all of our dreams are being taken care of, are growing now into our experience. It's so beautiful. It's so wonderful. Oh, and in the middle of the garden, we all stand in a big circle together, hand in hand, smiling at each other, so happy. Our hearts are just pounding and our love is just going to each other and now going out and flowing over the world. We are like magnets now, attracting everything that we desire into our life. We give thanks to God for this being so. And we now walk through those golden gates. And our archangels are there waiting for us. And we get whisked off, floating, flying, so free and so happy. Oh, it's just glorious. We feel so good because we are one with all that is. And we come now floating down into our chairs, into the room. And now we count from 3 to 1. And at 1, we open up our eyes, be so happy, so awake, so free, feeling so good. And 3, and yes, 3 is for us to be free, and we are now. We're free to think about what we want. We're free to ask, and we're free to allow everything into our lives now. And now the number 2, breathing in deeply, wiggling your hands, your fingers, your feet, and the 2. And now it is God and you together at 1. And now we say 1 with all that is. We open up our eyes and welcome this beautiful life into our presence. Woo! I feel good, like I knew that I would. So good, so good. All right. Any thoughts on that? How was that journey? We call the kids' book Journey to Paradise. And so, how was your journey to paradise?
It was fun. It was nice and peaceful to plant my dreams.
Yeah.
Watch them grow.
Beautiful, Robin. Yeah, that's great. All right. Well, with that, everybody, that we have our little sing-along. So I want you to sing like children now. And just don't worry about someone said, oh, I need voice lessons. No, you don't. Your voices are perfect. And so we've invited our hearts in. We've
invited
our
hearts
hearts
in.
in. Now it's time for our dreams to begin.
Now it's time
for our
for
dreams to
dreams
begin.
We are now leading with heart. We
are
now leading with heart.
And this is how to live life smart. And this is
how to live life smart.
Sound off our Master Heart family.
Sound off our Master
Heart family.
Sound off our Master Heart family.
Sound off our Master
Heart
Heart
family.
Yes, yes, yes. So we are off to a marvelous week. You'll start seeing your dreams coming true and miraculous and marvelous, spectacular spectacular ways, and know that all is well and getting better and better for each of us as we are the Master Heart family, our spiritual family, asking for stuff and getting it. Thank you all. Love you all. Have a great week.